podcast. Listen, I told y'all this next couple of podcasts is where it's going to be a little bit different. I know y'all tired of listening to me talk all the time and rant about whatever, and I'm just kidding. But I have guests, and I'm excited that I have guests. So I want y'all to be excited that I have guests too. So this whole next couple of weeks, on Tuesday, you'll be listening to someone else motivate you and share their story. And today I have a very special guest. I don't know why I can't talk. Maybe because it's like, I don't know. I just can't talk today. But I have a very special guest, and I'm going to bring her up because I don't want to tell her story. I want her to tell her own story, but this is going to be exciting. So make sure you tune in. Especially remember to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, I am on 101.5 Indie Radio every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Let me go ahead and bring my guests up because I don't want to talk too much. Hello.
Hey,
How you doing, Miss Cassandra?
what's up, girl? Nice to see you. I love your energy.
Thank you. Thank you. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. Tell them about who you are and what you are about to do here today. And then I'll go into my questions.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me on. I'm honored to be on. I love your energy. I think your energy is phenomenal and it's kind of matches mine. So I love it. And my name is Cassandra Breza, and I own Forever Heart Fit. It's a woman's fitness studio in New Jersey. I actually have 3 locations and another one on the way. They're all about 20 minutes from each other. And my story is pretty amazing. I mean, I think it's amazing because I've turned my loss into something that's helping people and doing good. So 8 years ago, I lost a baby at 30 weeks and I named him Hart. And that's why the studio is called Forever Heart Fit. I lost him and I was just so utterly depressed and sad and cried my eyes out for months. And I said to myself, I really need to do something to kind of lift me out of this depression, right? I never thought this would ever in a million years happen to me. And it was very traumatic how it happened as well. So I started exercising at a local gym and I started personal training and taking classes, and it really lifted me out of depression quickly, actually. Exercise has a way of mentally just bringing you out of sadness and gives you a lot of joy. It creates a lot of endorphins in the brain and the mind, and it really helps you mind, body, and soul. So I would come home on Sundays all jazzed up and excited and happy, and my family is like, wow, she's really happy again. What's going on? And I currently have a hotel business for the last 19 years. And I said to myself, I love this, but what could I do in my life where I could help people more? What could I do to inspire and help people? Well, I decided to start my first boutique fitness studio. And now, 7.5 years later, with 3 studios and the 4th one on the way, it's pretty amazing. And we're helping so many women and kids. And also we have some couples that come and train with us. So we do help men as well. And I'm just really proud of all the work we're doing. So it's pretty incredible.
That is awesome. And I will share with you that we kind of like have the same story because like I started my drive into motivating people is because I lost a child at 27 weeks.
Oh my gosh, are you
Yes.
serious?
Yes, and I remember
Oh,
it sending me into a deep depression, just like you. So I completely understand where you're coming from.
devastating. Yeah, you get that. Just that loss, and you don't think it's going to happen to you, right? And then when it does, you're kind of like in shock, I'm very thankful for my faith with God. He's got me through all of this, and my faith is everything. So, that really helped a lot. But the exercise is really what turned me around. So,
Right.
yeah.
What role has fitness played in your personal journey? I know you were saying that it helped you, bring your endorphins up. It helped you. What other ways did it help you? Were you able to like start telling your story because of the fitness? Did you
Yeah.
start meeting people and expressing yourself, or how did that work?
Well, when I started the studio, I'm an interior designer by trade. So my studios are very like I'm sitting right here in one of them right now because we're busy at the other one. But they're very highly decorated. You don't feel like you're in a studio. Because I'm in the hotel industry, I've made the studios look like you're kind of like the lounges of a hotel. And I wanted it to be really different. I didn't expect for me to even be in fitness. That's the crazy thing about all of this is I didn't even expect it. I kind of just went with it. I went with what God wanted and really just my journey. So I don't know if I answered your question to that, but
You did. And how does this this movement of exercise help with processing trauma? How do you think it helps processing different traumas?
Well, what it allows you to do is take that trauma and that sadness and not think about it all the time. And when you're coming to a fitness class or training, all you're thinking about is that, and you're not thinking about the sadness and all that. So it's
Mm,
kind of like you wipe your mind for that 1 hour and you come in here cranky, but then you leave happy. And that's kind of what happened to me.
right.
So it's really great to see that. In fact, yesterday I taught a class, Pilates bar, at my Robbinsville location, and one of the members who loves the classes said to me, I come in here so cranky, but I leave here so happy. And that's how I feel too, because I'm human and I'm dealing with all the things of the business, and I'm dealing with everything in life with my family and just all, and they're very supportive. But, it's really definitely an outlet for sure. And it's self-care. Women, we always put ourselves last.
Right.
And, if we're going to have a full cup, we need to put ourselves first and take care of our mental health and our physical well-being and all that. And then we could be better for our family and our friends.
Absolutely. I love
Right?
all of that, what you're
Oh.
saying. So I'm for all of that. What are some practical ways people can use fitness tools for emotional healing? Like what are some so if someone comes to the studio, but then say the next day they can't come to the studio, do you give them some kind of tools to take with them, some things that they can do?
Well, I mean, I think what happens when you start with us is you're stagnant, most people. They start with us because they feel the warmth and the welcomingness of our studios. They can feel it through the social media. We have a very big following. I think we have about 6,000 on Instagram and about 4,000 on Facebook. And I also have a TikTok that I'm trying to build. But people, when they come in here and they start working out and taking care of themselves, it's almost this innate thing that they start walking at home. They start taking the stairs when they're at work. They start watching what they're eating. They start making better choices. It's kind of this habit that creates. So I think what they take away with us is when they go home is they take away that encouragement that they're not alone, that the accountability of us, especially with personal training. And that allows them just to be better, at home and everyday activities, really.
I love that. I love that. I mean, it's so important though. Sometimes you go into a place and like you're like the client said, I felt awful when I came in here, but now I feel better. But then sometimes you go home and you sink back into that thing because now you're in this different atmosphere. So them having that ability to say, you know what, let me go for a walk because I
Yep.
just
Yep.
learned at the training class that I could do this. I love that. I love that. How do
Thanks.
you see the connection between mental health and physical movement?
Well, it's very important. So my platform, I'm running for Mrs. New Jersey this November coming up, and my platform is exercise and how it helps mental health, but also everybody plus the disabled. So I think that exercise helps, movement helps. When you're moving, movement's connected to the souls, connected to the body. So when you come in here and you're like moving your shoulders and your hips and your knees, and you come in here achy, and then you leave feeling warmed up and not achy anymore. Movement is healing in that sense. It heals just not physically, but also mentally. Your endorphins are increased. You
Mm,
leave here, you can tackle things more out there. Like you're in a forever heart fit bubble with us, and then
right.
you go out there, and then you're ready to go with your shield, and you're ready to like tackle things. And that's kind of how the movement works with the healing.
I love that. I love that.
Thanks.
Me personally, I was 300 pounds, and then I decided like I want to start working out. But I think that working out has really helped me in that way too, just moving, like getting up,
Mhm.
stretching, and even when I'm like stressed out, I'm like sitting at my desk for too long because I am an overachiever. So
Me
I
too, girl. Me too.
yeah, I can tell. We got the same kindred spirit. You like, I got the hotel, I got this, I got understood.
Yeah.
I understood many different things going on. So, but sometimes I have to get up and I have to stretch. My kid's like, why you got your foot up on the couch? I'm like, I'm stretching my body. I'm trying to move.
Good. Stretch is good.
You
Yeah,
know,
you got to move, you got to stretch, and it really helps a lot.
can you share one of your success stories of how you or someone else transformed from your program?
Wow, I've had so many in 7.5 years. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I guess I'll begin with some of the people that I started. I mean, a lot of our members have been with us 7.5 years. And
Wow.
that's like a testament. A lot of people have been with us multiple years. I have
Yeah.
personal training clients that have been with me 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I think it's the relationship we create together and they feel that they're supported and loved. I've built this studio to be a positive and empowering for everybody, but for some reason it's really taken a focus on women. So
Right.
our classes are geared towards women, but we do personal train men and couples as well. We also personal train teens too, teens all the way up to senior. Our youngest is 10 and our oldest is I think 90. So how have we helped? Well, we've helped clients lose multiple sizes where we don't focus on the size. If you go to our social media at Forever Heart Fit on Instagram, Facebook, you will not see a lot of before and afters because we don't focus on the size. We focus on you and customizing for you. That is important because when women, we have a lot of pressure in society. And when we focus on sizes and how much to lose, it just becomes
Mhm.
very overwhelming. So we have also started a brand new nutritional program as well that really helps with the members to keep them on point. And I think that I'm trying to go back to kind of what your question
Yeah,
was. I
you're
think
great. This is your
okay,
time.
okay, girl, okay.
This is your
um,
time. So basically,
yeah,
it's just a success story, but just
okay,
I love
success. So
it. It all
mhm.
sounds successful to me.
Well, yeah. So remember, like I have two ladies I train. They've each of them, one lost 6 sizes, one lost 8 sizes. I have multiple people that they just feel better and not achy anymore that have autoimmune disorders that this really helps their arthritis and things like that. Everyday activities have become easier for our members, walking up the stairs with the laundry basket, walking down up and down the stairs, everyday tasks of opening cans or bottles, things that they couldn't do before. Then I have a lot of moms and I have like 30, 40s, 50s women that come and they're able to keep up with their kids. They're able to chase after them. They're able to go to the jump place and jump with them. I mean, that's huge. When you can really enjoy your life being physically fit with your kids, that's major. That really is major. So that's just some of the success stories. And we have tons of reviews on Google and everywhere that just beautiful reviews from our clients.
Now, do you all offer like an online course? Like,
We
can
do.
someone
We actually have virtual classes. Yeah. So we
Okay.
have in person as a member, you could just do virtual with us. We have about 10 to 15 classes of virtual a week. You can be anywhere in the country. You click on a Zoom link and you just log in and we're right there. They're live classes. We love live, not recorded, because you feel more connected. And we did virtual. So the only reason why I stayed alive here in New Jersey is we did outside classes for an entire year with
Mhm.
all of our members, and I didn't even open inside. And that's major because we have seasons here. So we did summer, winter, fall. Oh, it was nuts. But then after that, the virtual stayed kind of a staple. So we have virtual and we love anybody to take our classes. They're amazing. They really are.
Great. See, and that's probably a lot important for people who don't live in New Jersey and they're thinking like, "Oh, I can't go there. I live in
Right, right.
Florida," you know? So
Yeah.
online, you got virtual and it's live. So you don't feel like you missed something, like you're watching the video and everybody's laughing and you feel like you're the last one laughing, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, we call you by name on the virtual and everything, and that's just really special and unique because you could do virtual anywhere, but they're calling you by name when they have 2,000 people on? Probably not. So, we have about 5 to 10 on virtual, and you're just getting a lot of attention. As long as your camera's on and we can see you, we can also check form and things like that too.
Yes, I love it. That is I love that. I love that because your
Awesome.
energy is so good. So you know these classes are really good. They're motivating people to
Yeah.
not only connect with their bodies but connect with other people. So can you imagine being at home and you're exercising and then the trainer calls out your name too, or they're like,
That's
"Hey,
cool.
yes,
Yeah.
that is awesome." Like making people feel special and like an
Yeah.
individual. So that's
Yeah.
what we need. What advice do you have for someone struggling with motivation to do like to even get up and get on the virtual or come to a class? What advice would you give them?
Well, we make it really easy because when you book a class virtually or in person, we have a 12-hour cancel policy. And I only have that not to make tons of money. It's only a $10 fee. But I have that because people don't want the fee. So it's a love-hate thing. So that
Right.
really allowed me because the first year we started, we would have like 15 people in class and then go down to two. And we're like, I was like, how do I build this? I got to have something. So we do have a cancel policy and that goes for virtual too. So we ask that you book on Sunday for the week, you put it in your schedule and you stay accountable to it. That's the biggest advice we can give because if you just wait for that day to go and at the end of the day, I used to go to the gym. I used to say, "Oh, I don't feel like going today." And then you didn't go. And
Right.
and the biggest thing with personal training, and by the way, we do personal train virtually as well. Our trainers are amazing. So
Awesome.
not just classes. Yeah. So our all your viewers and listeners, keep that in mind as well. So
Definitely. I love that.
we make you want to keep coming back because it's fun.
Right.
Exercise doesn't have to be dreadful. And so that's the connection you make, excuse me, with the trainers and with the staff and everything, even virtual. We see you on there over and over again. You become family to us. Doesn't matter what state you're in or what country you're in.
It doesn't matter. I love that. Well, you said something else that kind of strikes me too. And so this leads me into my next question is how does Forever Heart Fit support individuals with disability in their fitness journey and mental health?
With disabilities, you said?
Yeah, how do you support individuals with disabilities?
Sorry, I thought I lost you there for a second. That's why
It's all good.
there was a pause. So we're approved by the state of New Jersey
Mhm.
through DDD, and we have quite a few clients who have disabilities, from all types of spectrum, from nonverbal to can't move and need to be assisted with moving to all types. And it doesn't matter because it really heals them. I have a client, David, who I worked with yesterday, and he can't move, and I have to move with him. His mom
Mhm.
is so happy with his progress because he's starting to get some muscle movement now, and he's starting to move on his own, and that's pretty special. And it just helps them, makes them happy. I mean, David comes in, he's smiling, he doesn't want to leave. He holds my hand before he goes, and he's nonverbal. And he's just so special. And his mom is so happy that he is able to start building some muscle because he's 40 and he really needs some of that. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Now that is awesome because I know I'm working with people who have disabilities and they can't move on their own, especially if they came from a space where they could move and but now they
Uh-huh.
can't. Finding someone to take the time out with them, move
Yeah.
them, and help them build that muscle is great. I love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love what are some common misconceptions about exercising?
Well, people think there's not a lot of places that offer it. It's fairly easy for us trainers. I mean, you just have to have the heart to want to work with folks that have disabilities, and we do, like our trainers. I have trainers that are, one's an ex-school nurse, another one RN, another one is an ex-teacher. I have another one that works with current children now with special education. So you have to
Mhm,
have the right people. I think that the misconception is that they don't need it, or
mhm,
why would they want to do it, or oh well, he can't move on his own, so why would you do it, like, things like that, I guess. And I
right,
mean, when I work with David and I hold the weights in his hand and I move him, I'm just assisting him, but he's doing the work. So they all need it. It doesn't matter, from young to seniors. We all need strength. We all need strength because every decade we lose a significant amount of muscle mass. So it's very important that we are all lifting weights and moving and getting cardio for the heart. And it really does make you live longer. You get less colds, especially if certain disabilities clients often get colds. This helps you ward off colds and sicknesses. I mean, it helps, all humans.
right, right. I love that. I have one more question. What inclusive fitness strategies do you recommend for trainers and gym members? Like what if I had a disability and I was online and possibly I couldn't have you there with me, what are
Right.
some things that would help me just being online with you? What are some things that you could do that would help someone?
Well, I guess it's case by case, really. I mean, we really do work with the disability clients more in house,
Mhm.
but we can definitely do like a call, or I talk to every single person who actually joins us, and that's kind of different. You don't have a lot of owners that do that, but what I do is I want to know everybody that comes in, and I want to guide them into the right spot. So let's say there's clients with disabilities who want to do virtual with us. I'd have a call or with their guardian, and we would talk about things, and we would make sure that what they were doing was appropriate and the things that they have to watch out for. But we do say that in person is much better with disabilities because we can be a little more hands-on.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I thank you for that. I wanted to make sure that we highlight the disabilities because
I'm
sometimes
so glad.
people make people feel like just because you have a disability, you can't be in the regular
I
groove of
know. I
and you
know. And
can.
I actually don't even like to say disabilities because
Right,
we're all different and we all have, things, but in the category of that, so people understand that it's a whole wide range of disabilities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Yes,
what
girl.
motivated you to run for Miss New Jersey? And how
Oh
does this fit
boy.
into your platform right now? How does this fit into it?
Well, it kind of fell in my lap when I was younger and in high school, and I've traveled a lot over the years, not just corporate wise, but also modeling. And I used to do a lot of pageants when I was younger, and I
Mhm.
really, really enjoyed it. As I've gotten older, and it's crazy, I'm going to be 46 in July.
Good 46.
Thanks,
You
girl.
look
You know what
good.
age I get? 30, 33, and I'll take it any day, baby.
Yes, I love
Yes.
it.
Thank
I
you
love
so much. I know. I just can't believe that I'm going to be 46. I feel so young and vibrant and doing my passion, and it's just amazing. So, anyway, I was at an event about 6 months ago, and Mrs. New Jersey herself came up to me and she said, "Hey, have you ever thought about running for Mrs. New Jersey? Because like you'd be perfect. You have businesses, but you also have platforms that you can talk about." And
Mhm.
she sold me. I said, I would love to do that. I think this is a perfect time now, being like pretty set up with my studios for many years. And I think it's a perfect opportunity to talk about exercise, helping everybody and also the disabled. And
Mhm.
that's my platform, how it helps mental health. And I'm running, and I'm excited about it. It's in November here in New Jersey. And if God wants this for me, and if I do win this title, it's going to be amazing for spreading my message, because I really want to share, yell it from the rooftops, how exercise is so beneficial. So this will help my me in getting more people exercising. It will give a
Right.
lot of attention to the business as well. But most of all, I just want to make that organization proud. And I hope to do it. I really do. I need all prayers and good vibes from everybody.
And I'm sending them to you because I believe you're going to do great. Like, so I'm sending you all the good vibes. I'm excited for you.
Thanks,
How do you
girl.
plan to use well, I guess that you kinda answered this a little bit, but how do you plan to use this platform to promote the exercise, promote your business, the mental health awareness, fitness? Like, how do you plan to use this platform, Miss Miss New Jersey, to do that?
Well, we go to a lot of events, and we do a lot of empowerment for women events, and that's what my brand's about, right? So I essentially am living that.
Right.
I'll be doing a lot of public speaking, which I adore, and I'll be traveling all over the state and showing up and hopefully inspiring young women, girls, that you can go through really hard times like I did, losing my baby, and you can turn it into something really good. So
Mm.
I really hope to inspire women and girls, and essentially talk about my story of starting the studio and why I did and how I've done it, and really focus on the positivity and empowerment that everybody really needs in their life.
I love that. I love that because my next question was, what was your message? So your message is definitely empowerment. How can the listeners connect with you and learn more about Forever Fit, Forever Heart Fit?
Great.
How can they connect with you?
Okay, so we're on Instagram and Facebook at Forever Heart Fit, and that's spelled FOREVERHART dot com is our website, but at Forever Heart Fit, but it is spelled HART. You can also email us at hello at Forever Heart Fit, and I'm also on TikTok. And I would love to help anybody and handhold anybody wherever they are around the country, or state. And yeah, we have a pretty big following. We'd love you to follow us and see what we're doing. We're actively posting on feed and stories, and not just me, but also my trainers and clients. And it just shows how much fun we have.
I love it. I love it. So on Zip My Motivation, I always ask before we go, is there anything else you want to share? And then I have another ask because I always need a favor, right?
Awesome,
So
girl. Because
yes.
awesome, girl. Because I got 4% on my phone. No. Yes, girl.
Yeah,
Oh,
we like kindred sisters from somewhere else. Okay, here we go.
yeah.
4%. Here we go. Can you share something with the people here on Motivation? I always ask for someone to give them a nugget, something to take them through the week, the rest of the day,
Mhm.
or maybe the month. Share something. It
Okay.
could be a quote or anything.
Well, I'm always constantly posting a lot of positivity and quotes and things, because I feel like this day of age, everyone really needs it in this day of age. I feel that you have to stay around positivity and get away from the negativity. So whoever that is in your life that's very negative or bringing you down or holding you back, respectfully, you need to nix that out, because that's going to hold you back from like your dreams, your goals, everything. So you really have to watch, because negativity can be very, very, very drowning. So I would say, stay strong. Everybody has a story. That's why I started this studio, because I know everybody has a story to talk about. We're all going through issues and things. We all put our pants on the same way, and we're all human, and we all need to connect, and we really all need to be there for each other, instead of, any hate and disagreement. You can learn to disagree, but being around positivity, and that is like the biggest thing. And
I,
finding a community like ours is huge to
I
lift
love
you
it.
up.
I love it. I love it. So, you guys, we want to thank Miss Cassandra for being here. Miss New Jersey, Miss soon to be Miss
Well, not yet, but soon to be.
Miss soon to be Miss New Jersey,
Yes,
Miss
girl.
Miss oh my goodness. I always mess this up. Like this is my mind, Miss Forever Heart Fit, because I want to make sure I say it right because I know
Forever
what
hard
that
fit.
is. So I want to make sure. So Miss Forever Heart Fit, please go follow her. If you live in a different place, check out the online classes because her energy is, see, you all are just listening to her, but I'm feeling her energy and it is wonderful. I feel motivated. I feel encouraged. I feel like, let me go
Yeah.
and check out and see like what's going on here. So
Thanks.
I want to thank you for coming on the show and spending this time with me. And if there is anything that you want to share before we go, because I know that 4% turned into 2. So
Yeah, it's two right now. Oh my gosh, it's two, girl. I just can't keep up on my phone being charged because I'm on it
that's
all day.
okay. You know what?
Uh,
Because you're busy and I'm
yeah.
the same way because I'm at like 2% on
It's
myself.
2%. So I'll charge it up and I'll call you back later to just say goodbye. But no, just the fact that everyone needs to move and everyone needs exercise, doesn't matter what age, and you need to find a community, find a place. Could be with us virtually or in person if you're in New Jersey, or just wherever you are, finding that community. And just being the best version of yourself and
Right.
taking care of yourself, because life goes by very fast, everybody, as we know. And it's just important to be living every day to the fullest. It really is.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you for your time, madam. You have a wonderful day, and I will be sending you some emails soon, okay? And
Okay.
listeners, we as usual, y'all know I love y'all, I respect y'all, and thank y'all for tuning into the show. Please reach out, Forever Heart Fit. Reach out, join the movement, and be excited. We love you guys. Good night, or good day, or good morning. One of the wherever you
Bye.
something. Hey, let's welcome our
Thank you,
guest,
girl.
Butch. You're He is
welcome.
the
Bye.
developer of Stretch and Release. Butch, thank you for coming to the show today. Thank you for taking out your time to come on here and express to us what you're doing. Can you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
I can, yes. I am a guy who at age 37, I literally weighed 315 pounds. And I found myself in a situation where I had to help me. And I'd never been in healthcare before in my life. I tried everything in the world, found a doctor who helped me lose the weight. We can talk about that later. And then started working out because I used to be a 3-sport athlete and I wanted to build myself back. And came into the realization that I was suffering from severe low back pain to the point I would literally crawl out of my car on my hands and pull myself up by the door handles. And that's what led me into learning about the muscles of the human body, going back to school, studying them for the last 20 years and developing this technique, which now at 65, I'm more flexible than I was at 40. And I wake up every day with no pain. So that's how I got here.
That is okay. First, that's awesome. What inspired you to develop like stretch and release? Like you decided I'm going to make a platform of this. What inspired you to do that?
Well, so what's funny about it is it sort of found me more than me finding it. I'd gone back to school. I thought I would start studying massage therapy, and I got into
Mm,
neuromuscular and sports massage, was intrigued me a lot. What was strange about that was that when I went into the school, like I said earlier, I'd never studied health from this perspective.
right.
And it was like some sort of a divine intervention in the sense that I used to say to my wife, I don't know how I know these things. All I know is I see things and know things that even my teachers are wanting to know how I knew that. Um,
Right.
once I completed that degree, towards the end of that, several of my teachers wanted to connect me with a man named Aaron Mattis, who had actually founded a stretching technique called active isolated stretching. And it's very different from what we do typically when we go to gym class or we go to the gym or whatever.
Right.
So I started studying, and I got to study for free with him for 6 months. I mean, I'm telling you, the steps of this was almost like there's something bigger than me making this happen. And I started getting mentors. I had 2 mentors who were neurosurgeons. I had a chiropractor. I had a PT, and
Right.
they started bringing me pieces to the puzzle. And when I started to learn how important the brain was in the stretching of the human body, my body then started to heal itself and get better. And I was noticing I was more flexible than I've ever been in my entire life. And that's when I started putting it together and thought, well, I'm going to try teaching this to other people. People would
Right.
come in with things like plantar fasciitis. They had it for 3-4 months. And I mean, I'd have them to call me as quick as the next day or 2 days later. And they're like, whatever you did, it's gone. And
Wow.
then I said, all right, well, why don't we teach people how to do this as well? And then I started learning and looking more and more into the body about what we mess up on is we are looking at the symptoms. If my low back hurts, we assume we have a back problem. And 9 times out of 10, it's a thigh problem. And
Mm.
so that's what led me down that path as I kept building and growing and working with hundreds and hundreds of people, watching them from, I mean, as young as age 15, 16 to as old as 95, 96 years old. And they could have artificial joints, they could have back surgeries, whatever. And they just, once you start to unlock the mind and to unlock the muscles, all of a sudden they were doing things they hadn't done in years.
Oh, yeah, you talking my language now. When you start talking about unlocking the mind, yeah, that is the most powerful tool. I don't think people really understand it, and I love the way, how you're encompassing it into the body as
Yeah.
well, because
Yeah.
people don't realize, like, everything starts here.
Yeah.
So I love that. Can you share a bit about your journey and what led you to focus on the healing movement, healing through the movement, through the stretching? Like, what
Mhm.
happened in your life that said, "Yeah, I'm a heavy set guy," and but how did you get into that? Because it's really
Yeah.
quite neat.
Well, like I said earlier, I was a 3-sport athlete when I was in high school, and it was kind of funny because I was in a head-on collision at 18 once I graduated high school, broke my pelvis in 7 places, broke my left arm, and not knowing where my life was heading because I thought I was going to be a business guy. I
Mhm.
had a doctor at the time, I was in North Carolina, and I remember saying to him, so I guess now with this broken arm and stuff, you're going to probably put a rod in my arm. And he said, no, sir. He said, I believe that the good Lord wanted you to have metal. You'd be born that way. He said, you're going to be fine. And he got me back, got me on my feet, showed me what to do, and no metal in my body, no surgeries. And he literally helped me heal my pelvis and my arm. And at 65 today, I don't have any issues with that. Then when I got to weighing, I mean, what happened was I was eating like crazy because as an athlete, you learn to take in a lot of calories. And so I was always known for how much food I would eat, which is a terrible thing.
Right.
And in my 30s, I actually went through a divorce. My wife and 2 kids moved back to North Carolina. And I woke up realizing that I was here by myself. And I started eating my emotions. And as I did, I started putting on more and more and more weight until I got to the point of going to the doctor. And she said to me, you know, with your family history, she said, you probably will have a stroke by the time you're 40, the way you're heading. And I was like,
Right.
oh man, which was the wake up call. And she said, I can teach you how to eat and lose weight and then maintain it if you're willing to do the work. And she said,
Mm.
I'm going to give you a week. Let me know if you are. And then you and I will work one-on-one and I'll teach you. So she was a blessing. I mean, she'd gone back to school and studied nutrition, which a lot of physicians have not done. And
Right.
she was really the catalyst to start this whole thing off.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. It seems like first you had an issue, then you educated yourself, and then you started to change the issue
Yeah.
of what you had. That's beautiful. What makes stretch and release different from traditional stretching methods?
That's a great question. So in the stretch and release, we teach people a specific type of stretch. I also teach people how to do self massage. The most
Mm.
important thing I teach people and what makes us very different about that is how much the mind plays such a role with the muscles. So the best thing to think about with the mind and the muscles, everything you think, feel, and do will tense your muscles. Now, people, when they
Right.
talk about stretching, they think of lengthening muscles. The best way to think about muscles is if you take a rubber band between your hands and it's a certain length, you start to twist that rubber band, it's going to get shorter and shorter. Well, the muscles
Mhm.
will do the same thing based on how you feel. I mean, do you feel anxious? Are you upset? Are you angry? Whatever. Or what are your thought processes? Are you worrying about things? Are you stressing about something? As well as the things that you do every day. So instead of the so-called muscles getting shorter, they are technically, in the sense that we are twisting those muscles up as we go through the things in our daily lives with the mind. What we want to learn how to do is not stretch the muscle out, but literally unwind the muscle to take the tension off the muscle, which takes the tension off the nerves, the blood vessels, and the joints, and including the spine. And so once you start to understand that, as you release that tension, now the body can go back into the relaxed state, but you got to relax the mind first.
Mm. I'm so excited. I feel like, first of all, I love education. So my master's degree is in education, and this is really like, oh wow, I'm like mesmerized.
Yeah.
Can you explain the mind and body connection in your techniques? Like if you choose one of your techniques that you
Yeah.
use, could you explain that for us?
Yeah, exactly. So let's say, for instance, you want to stretch out your calves. Now, most people, when they think of stretching out a calf, they'll stand on a slant board, they'll lean against the wall, they'll drop their heel off of a step, right?
Right.
Well, number one, that's not a calf stretch. That's an Achilles tendon stretch. In your
Mm,
calves, you have four muscles there that control the foot vertically for walking, laterally for balance, and rotationally as we move through our lives during the day, rotating our bodies different directions. When we're doing a stretch, we're only going to use something like a yoga strap, which is 8 foot long, or an 8 foot long rope. When
right.
you're setting against the wall with your back against the wall, your body's 90 degrees to your leg. When you start to pull the toes back, instead of trying to do a bicep curl by using the resistance of my foot, what I really want to do there is gently pull the toes back towards me as I breathe out and quiet my mind. You see, I can't be on the phone talking to my best friend. I can't be thinking about what I'm going to do an hour from now. I've got to be focused on the muscle just releasing. Now, usually the
Mm,
first thing I get from people is, yeah, but I don't feel any pain. I don't feel any pain. I don't want you to feel pain, because
right.
if you feel pain, the brain goes high alert that saber-tooth tiger is chasing us, and it
Mm.
contracts the muscle. And what most people do will be bicep curls at that point, because they're using resistance of the foot.
Right. Now look at me gonna be after the show putting my toe